your two questions. Let's break it up into two parts. One is, restoring trust in the COVID thing. We'll push that to the end, but replacing the people, the DOGE thing. It goes back to money. So when I say my father has grumblings now about property tax, it's not just that the property taxes have gone up and he can't pay it, but like he has to go out of the country to get healthcare.
And it costs.
Yeah. Yeah, but like he's got to do that and he's got to pay for healthcare here.
Right.
I had a buddy that he and I grew up together, and he's down in the Bahamas now, and I asked him, "Why did you leave?" He goes, "Well, there's really only two benefits to live in Canada. One is healthcare, and I'm healthy. The other one is education. I don't have kids." So now, with that one is he's healthy, but with the elderly, they can't get that healthcare.
They cannot get out because it's costly to take the plane and to go in another country and to have medical treatment.
Mind you, I said this earlier. West Vancouver is an affluent neighborhood. The majority of Canadians, they're dirt poor. They can't afford this. And this goes. I'm skipping ahead here, but this goes back to this whole Canadians jumping ship. And it's causing a rift. You have the ones that have a business and they can transfer that business to the US, Mexico, Europe. And you have the ones that have nothing and they're stuck here, and they're looking at the ones that are leaving, and they consider them as treasonous traders.
Right.
But to go back to what your argument about DOGE, like, can it happen here? The thing about Canada, I find that we are far behind the US. Like, the US have been struggling for multiple presidential administrations. I don't know how far you want to take it back, but let's say Reagan, maybe Ron Paul.
No, Reagan was a good 1984, something like that.
Yeah, so you had the Reagan Revolution, and the United States has a lot of these, what I don't know what you want to call them, freedom groups. Like, they have so many groups in like Arkansas and Utah that are against the United Nations, and they're educating people on Agenda 21. We're just starting to get that culture here. So that has to predate before you go in and you dismantle the state. Thankfully, or regrettably, because of the financial issues, it's accelerating that. And that acceleration is causing these idiot leaders to do things that it's further accelerating, like a constitutional crisis that we're hurtling towards with an unelected prime minister, escalation of retaliatory tariffs in Alberta, possibly seceding. That's my answer to your first question. Do you want me to stop if you have follow-ups? Or
No, go ahead. I have maybe think about, you were on the national inquiry. How do you call it? It was for COVID. It was for COVID mandate.
Well, my thought is that an investigation into healthcare, period, like Health Canada, the ministry, right? Like,
yes, but I was not referring to that.
Right. That's what I'm interested in.
I was not referring to that. I was referring to the fact that payment went to this national inquiry. It was for
National
COVID.
Citizens Inquiry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I think that's if you cannot have accountability by Health Canada, you have to find it somewhere.
Yeah.
So the national inquiry is citizen inquiry is one way to do it. People are starting to they're fed up and they want to have accountability. So how that experience helped you in a way, I think.
It did, and it ties into your second question, which is about COVID. And you, I think the three of us are completely in alignment that what happened the last 5 years with this, so-called declared pandemic, let's be nice, it was a travesty and it was a crime against humanity. The National Citizens Inquiry is an expression of people's, angst and anger at that.
Anger, yes.
But
concern, anger, yes.
Yeah, it's in its infancy though, and unfortunately, when I go and I talk to voters, especially in large groups, there's never a question about this. It's never, how are we going to reconcile? How are we going to, hold these people accountable? It's out of sight, out of mind kind of thing, and they want to put it behind them. So I think it's got to be something National Citizens Inquiry. It's going to take time. In the meanwhile, a lot of people are not going to see justice. We've already seen many people die without having seen justice. Yeah. This is just a sad reality of how things work.